So here is our guest, Mr. Councillor Vincent Huang, and I am Dominic Lim.
And I'm Lun Kai Jing.
And I'm Isabel.
Kai Jing.
Yeah, Lun.
Lun.
Yeah, you can call me Lun.
Kai Jing. And you, please?
My name is Isabel.
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 Yeah.
Isabel. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so actually, what does the councillor do?
What does a counselor do? Very good question. So, practically, we do. It is a part of the government. It is at the third layer or the lowest layer already. The first is the federal, the state, and then come to this local government. So local government is in charge of certain areas, like one Miri council in Miri area, one Miri district. Of course, it's extended to Bayu. But this is just example to explain, how is that council. So in that area, then we have to. The first thing is we have to make policy. Policy that relate big policies are done by federal or state government, the minister. Here then we will do policy about the local areas, the areas. So based on this broad idea, then we will see the duties as you asked just now, responsibilities. So we will take care of anything. So it is, let's say, about cleanliness. Cleanliness of toilet, cleanliness of city, cleanliness of the market, anything that can go needs cleanliness, we will have to look. So hygiene, the toilet, how hygiene. Then you hygiene, then we will look across the toilet. Then we will talk about the food, the kedai kopi or this, that sell food to the public. We have to make sure that food sold are safe. You cannot allow food not safe to be sold. So somebody must take charge of the things. So we formulate some laws, or we call it bylaws, rules, like that, to regulate the practices of these businessmen. And number 3, we also talk about security. Security, that is how safe is the place. So we have to take care of. Now council come up with one patrol group. They call it patrol. This is we are not aimed to take over duty of police. It is just something that some complement, some supplementary to the police. What police cannot do, we will step in.
Okay.
When they cannot come on time, we step in. But this group has no power to arrest people. You can only stop. Hey, please, I want to talk to you. This now. So this is a technique to delay and stop and wait for the police to come. So we have limited power over the freedom, over the movement of a person. Movement is basic right of a person. So you cannot simply just stop. You have to go to court to apply for a warrant to arrest someone. Do some otherwise law must be provided. So this is a group of people who will do this one. Then we also talk about drainage. Drain. Drain. You see the drain here. Always complain, and now you're coming out here. So we have to plan in areas, and then we build the drain at certain size, certain standard, and also the road, maintaining the roads. So this is another responsibility, the infrastructure we call it. So infrastructure include roads, street lines. We include drain. So we talk about drain. If you have bigger issue, the roads, we have to maintain it, cut grass, and then clean it so that it will not be blocked, things like that. Yes. So then you will hear some recent policies that plastic free. You want to make really plastic free,
There's like nowadays you go into supermarkets and you need the plastic, you need to pay for like 30 cents.
Yes. That is to deter, Everybody loves money. We want to keep the money. We want to spend it wisely. So that is just a part of it, a technique. I don't want to pay, so I must bring my plastic.
Okay,
Plastic bag lah, bring my own plastic bag or basket or whatever lah, to reduce it. This is just waste. What you say is very right. Buy 30 cents.
okay, so
Yeah,
so
so this is the things. Then you go a bit wider, then you will see, then we have to regulate the development of the whole city. Let's say you are a developer, you want to build 1,000 houses here. What's that? You plan then you submit to council for approval.
like it's we got a project of doing the houses. It's like the teachers combine all the subjects together, and then we need to like present it to the teachers. Okay, so we know about the objective of the council, which is to keep the infrastructure and public facility in good condition, so that you guys got a lot of people underneath to control to let the things work. So how you guys make sure that they don't do corruption?
Okay. So just now you mentioned we have two group of people. Council has two group of people. One is administrative and management. These are, they are employees, civil service now. Sometimes in Chinese, you think they call it 公仆，公公的仆人嘛。Civil service 嘛，有人讲 civil servant 嘛。So this is the group. They are employed, until the pension. So councillors are different. Councillors are through political parties affiliation. So we are associated to, let's say, governing party, political parties. So the party will nominate, and if the nomination is accepted, then they will be appointed for 2 years term. So among them, they will choose two persons. One person become of course not we choose. It is the GIT Prime Minister choose. No, not Prime Minister, I mean the Premier. So they choose one to be the mayor, another one to be the deputy mayor. So now you have two groups. One group is implementing the policies, what we have to do. So let's say we want this road, the grass to be cut. So we don't go to cut. We don't go to supervise. It is the staff, the civil service group staff. The workers, we say, the employees of the local government, so they will come and supervise. So there are conditions in contract, there are conditions how tall. You must cut it until 1 inch tall or 2 inches like that. So these are the specifications. I don't answer your question first. So then you will come up, just now I just mentioned, two groups. One is implementation and supervision, another one is policy making. Who will be the person most directly contact to have direct connection with the contractors and the workers? Who do you think? Who do you think will be the person?
The policy maker.
The authority, or we say this local government civil staff So not councillor. We don't have contact. We cannot ask them to do the job in a way, because they sign agreement. But because of our special position, they respect us now. We tell them they will do something. So the most contact is the people, is this group of people, the staff, the civil service. The one serving, appointed, employed to be the civil service. This is the group of people most directly contact with the staff, the grass cutter, the contractor. So the person who has the most direct contact, there is one group of people. Another people is a group, the selection of tender group. This is the group who has the power to decide, give it to you. So this is another group of people.
Okay.
So would kind of like there's many contractors, so would the people would choose certain contractors that they want.
Based on, yeah, no, not only one, they were based on the price. Okay, so now how we prevent, the question
Yeah.
is how we prevent. First, we talk about the counselor. So we have one committee, the tendering committee, the tender committee. So this committee consists of counselors and also of the staff of that particular station. Just now I said grass cutting. So these people would be the person responsible. So they will come in together with the counselor. Okay, but decision making is by the counselor group. So then they will go through by criteria. Okay, this one want to cast like this. Okay, so how much the fee? Okay, like this. Of course, counselor has a we have a basic price.
Uh-huh.
Council already evaluated this one class. Okay, they want to be 10,000 for this area. So you tender lah. So you want to say for your estimate, you think this is 12, you think this is 11, you think that is 15. Based on your own judgment, your own calculation, for this. So how council then? Council will study your background. We already kind of do, they're going to give you also, But anyway, so with all this, our practice immediately is give to the lowest.
Mhm.
You are the lowest, or you get it. You are the highest next time. Okay, so the lowest. So this is how he got awarded. Then he has to sign contract. The contract will sign contract. We have a standard contract on how to do, what to do, etc. Then you sign. Okay, you get it. Then you start your work for 1 year, 2 years now.
Mm.
So there are complaints. Everybody has his own complaint. So when you take lowest, what happened? This year get lowest, I know you 10,000 you cannot. Next year you come, you say, I put 9,000, Make sure that this year my term. You will say last year 15 too high, cannot get it. This year I put 8,000, Just try luck to put big like that.
Mhm.
So this is a problem. You start 8, you will start with 7 next year. So where will it stop?
Mhm.
Keep on lowering, right?
Yeah.
So where will you stop?
Does some certain contractor like that purposely put the cost higher, and then their job used to like 1,000, but then the others' money they just separate it and just put it in their own pocket with this kind of corruption. Right?
You are talking about who is the person? You are talking about the counselor, or you are talking about the staff?
The staff, I mean the contractor for maintaining some roads or the public service.
Just now we said we have open tender system already. It's open to all as long as you can get the license. Of course, then here is one type of license, UPKJ. There's a license issued by Sarawak government. There's another one, license issued by federal, call it FA4 like this. So that you must have that license, you can take so that you can take part in the quotation, tender and then tender.
So like they will
If you don't have, you cannot, And the poor thing is this, If this is only given to certain group of people, Because this one is very low class, class F. Class F is for withdraw,
Mhm.
Chinese cannot, because you cannot get that license, so you cannot participate. So they will take it because they can participate, because of that criteria.
So like the tender, they will like study your background to make sure that you don't have cable and stuff in there.
Okay, but so that one you cannot check, very difficult to check like that. What I mean is your performance. This year you get 9,000, you got it, you cut your grass.
Mhm.
But all this is supposed to be 1 inch tall. You cut 4 inches tall like that. Very fast the grass will grow, you see.
Mhm.
So that is recorded, into your performance sheet.
Oh.
So next year come back, even you give 6,000, that's all may not take you because of this problem, you see.
Mhm.
So the beauty,
And then
like,
if you don't do it properly, you can be terminated, just like recently we terminated, I I know one is in Bujuk, Manitia, Jalan Manitia,
Mhm.
because he didn't do the work there properly, so people complain. Related, terminated. Stop, cannot work, don't pay. So these are many ways to this one to avoid corruption from happening. This is our part, the counselor part. Then we come to the staff. Of course, outside, I think you heard a lot of rumors. Something like this happened, something like that happened, just like you mentioned just now. It's supposed to do this, so I don't do now. So we share the profit, profit sharing. All sort of accusation come in. Also, some say you help pay my motorbike installment, something like that. Higher purchase one. So you need every month I have to pay the installment. So somebody help him to pay. This is always accusation there. But how to solve it? Then we will also government also come up with we take annual performance for KPI is for the staff to evaluate them. So we receive comment, we receive complaint. These are all will become certain points to be deducted from the performance. So then certain marks is considered pass. Lower than that will be in trouble.
Okay.
So this is all different ways. So sometimes they go out, cannot go one person, 2%, go two together. Not easy one, just a police, you have 4 or 5 standing at the roadside. So they call that checking each other.
Okay.
Checking each other. This is ways, and then another time they ask them to now because of the easy to get this our handphone, ask them to take photos. With the photos, and you can see how things is done. But of course, we always receive complaint from people, and this one not done properly. So we are continuously monitor the whole thing. Of course, public members, if they can help, we really appreciate. Because all the councillors are divided into certain jobs. So like me, I am in Prokop areas, plus a bit of this Pujan. Of course, in name, I can serve every area in Miri. But we are assigned, just like, form teacher, all the teachers can what they call that, monitor the disciplinary, of the discipline of the students. But one is assigned to Form 2 and style like that. You see, so everyone has a specific class to look after. So we council also do the same thing. We have a specific area to look after.
So you guys will help in like example in Krakow, you will help in the school, like.
That is another part. Another part that is I think it's Miri is doing that because our mayor wants a group of people to help the school because he emphatically put a lot of emphasis on the school. So that job supposed not to be done by council, but by his own description. So he said, hey, we want to take care also of the school, have to maintain cut the trees, trim the trees, like that.
Yeah, we heard about it because we are from Krakow when in primary school.
Yes. Oh, primary school. Which primary school? Krakow. Chunghwa.
Yeah.
Krakow. Oh, yes. Happy that you are.
So like the Miri City Hall, right, at Marina there. So
Yes.
you guys use the way you guys find contractor. to
Find
build it.
contractors.
The
I mean,
tender.
the building is done by contractors, of course.
So you guys use the method like to finding the lowest price, right?
Can you repeat that?
The tender method.
Tendering method. The building. I think you talk about the building.
Yeah.
So how it is done, is it?
Yeah. Like,
So this one is of course the drawing, all these, architect design, all these must be passed. We say accepted, we can build it like that. So the whole thing is open to calling for a tender. It's not quotation, it's tender because the amount is more than 15,000. So it is tender. So of course you give this, we call it BQ, the standard, the standard design, explanation of the whole thing, the material use, thickness, everything, the detail. So the BQ is offered to everybody who are interested. Can come, take, you estimate how much it costs you, 100,000 ka, 10 million ka, like that. So you think so? That is you tender, then you got it. And that one is a big difference. That one no, not UPKJ. That one is depend on your class. It's open to every group of people. So it was, this tender was won by mega hotel boss, that is the Chen Huang company, the construction. So he got it. So he built up. Of course, they must have architect, all this. The bomba will check on the fire system. Bomba will check. You build, done. So bomba will check. See that it meet the standard of this fire, fire safety standard. So only when they certify, then you can have your occupation permit to occupy the place.
So
Yeah.
so like what will happen if that when they check the thing doesn't hit the
Doesn't meet the standard, then the verify have to do again. So everything has to be done to the standard, the architect, the foundation, everything must be done according to the building standard. Some school, we heard about some bad news now. Certain school, built already, but because of certain things not fulfilling the standard, so you cannot move into the classroom. 1 year, 2 years already. You cannot, and that's bad. The longer it delay, the more you will deteriorate.
Yeah.
And then finally one day you have to rebuild. You let too long. Because like goes on here, crack, there, crack. Because you cannot use it. You don't like government. We don't have fund to. We cannot have fund to maintain it. You haven't used, haven't passed. It crack. You cannot. So the contractor, either the contractor will have to repair it when it is properly handed over. So this is bad, unfortunately. So council also like that.
So does corruption happen in your life before?
You see, you asked me a very good question. Okay, I was a teacher. I start from primary school
Yeah.
until part-time lecturer in university for teachers. And I held administrative post where I can handle money. See, my instruction very simple. I tell the suppliers, number one, I don't ask for under table money. I tell you honestly, frankly, but I want things of quality. You give me a price, the right price. Of course, I also have to check around the prices here, so I know what is the average. Number two, don't lie to me. If you lie to me, I will not. What I said, I will not get from you anymore. No business.
Yeah.
Okay, and my staff don't go out. You also don't give anything. Not even this what they call promotional gift.
Oh.
I said I will not take also. If I take, the rest will say, hey, since you can take, we also take. That will be more difficult to control. But that is my personal way to. This is also a way, at least I want to prevent my own department from doing these hanky-panky things. But I tell you honestly, different department, different way of doing things. I can only say I'm my own department. It's not easy thing, because it is our culture. It goes to our culture.
like everyone is,
You are my friend. When you do something, after a while, we become friends. So I appreciate you. I like you. I honor you to be my friend. Then they will start to give something. Okay, let's say you on your birthday, I give you a birthday cake lah. Made a very nice special. So Then a few times, a special relationship is built, is built. So that becomes in China also the same. I think everywhere is that a special relationship is built. So when you have that special relationship, you may do things by relationship already. What I mean is, yeah, we are friends, never mind lah, you cut the short higher a bit, it's okay lah, friends, So
Okay.
these are funny things will come in.
So,
This is our culture. So that's why now government come up with some limits, The president cannot be exceeded, how many ringgit like that. And then you don't give to personal, you give to group like that, exactly. So many ways coming out now to prevent this from happening. But as a human being, how can you make yourself isolated from your people you contact,
Just do you supposed to do and like
Yes.
follow your religion, and then like that is not good, that is against the law. You must be like how to say,
follow your own heart,
or your conscience,
yeah.
your conscience, 良心做事.
Yeah.
That is very tough. I tell you.
like
I tell you honestly, you see, I have a case, my headmistress. We get them because the grass cutting is awarded to a company. So in the contract it stated that the grass must be cut until 1 inch tall from the ground. So the contractor cut. So when he finished cutting, so she really went to check, Went to check. So she took a ruler, to measure the height of the remains of the grass. Then he caught this contractor. Cut off the contractor. And you think what else will happen?
So our country did a good job on controlling the bribes and corruption.
I cannot. I will. Let's. We have index. Corruption index. International corruption index.
We
So
are
you look at
ranking
that
in,
index, you will know where we stand.
We are ranking in 55, if I remember correctly.
So corruption is not one person's business; it's whole country group of business. You have heard recently, I think a few months last year or a few months ago, where this I think he started Sri Hadi now, Awang Hadi, the past president. He was saying, in his religion, they don't have this high concept of corruption. Then recently he said corruption because of Chinese, because they're not Muslim. They were the one initiated it seemed like that. He tried to. So it's not easy, when it comes to if something like this is linked to a culture. So if I speak on you, I will be in trouble because it is a culture. You don't respect my culture.
Councillor, I think we prepared a room over there. You brought up a very good topic just now about the gifting policy. So I think you guys should look for more information about gifting policy and how is that gifting policy implemented so that corruption don't happen. Okay, but we have to continue that in the room so that we can.
Time's out, is it?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
so we can
9
give
minutes.
way for
Okay.
Yang and the other
Yeah.
team.
Okay.
Thank you.
Find out about the gifting policy, right?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All the best.
Councillor, for spending time with us.
Thank you. Now this is how to.
When you raised it up just now, also like, I didn't think about it. But yeah, it's a culture thing. If we don't do, we feel it's not right. But if we do, it's also professionally, like you said, sometimes it creates an issue.
And people any good people culture. Chinese very good people culture. So I just tell the same culture. Yeah. I just also say, oh, so you find out how they think. Yeah. Something. You see the radio station, right? So let's share the fruits together. Thank you. That is enough. We share.
Are you starting?
Hi. So sorry for making you wait for so long.
It's fine. I'm free this evening. Okay, so you guys want to help me introduce a little bit?
Yep. Okay. So hi, fellow audiences. So today we're gathered here. So today we're gathered here to interview a very nice man named Mr. Ling. Yeah. And then okay, so let's start off with a small introduction section. My name is Mary.
So my name is Angus. My name is Samson.
And let's start off, shall we? Okay. So let's start off nice and easy. Let's not pressure ourselves into doing sensitive topics first. So first of all, I want to know something. Do you play like any sports?
Sports, if you're talking about traditional sports, not really. I do at times wish I could play more. But actively, if you're talking about other types of sports, I'm very well connected with the motorsport scene in Sarawak. So that's something that I'm very interested in, and I am actually part of the a club here in
Oh
Miri.
wow.
So yeah.
Okay, forgive me. I think I'm not too knowledgeable about motorsports. So can you elaborate more about it?
Motorsports, like every other sports, they have many different categories. I think the most popular one that people know about would be F1. For young kids like you guys, probably the most popular that you know of would be drifting. So that would be D1 and all that. But there's a lot of other motorsport categories in between that a lot of people don't think about or even know about. The one that I'm actually part of organizing in Miri is actually the Borneo Time Attack Challenge under the Lutong Drag Motorsport Club. Actually, coincidentally, the t-shirt I'm wearing today.
Wow, that's so cool. Do you like go for competitions and stuff?
Oh yeah, we do. But mostly I'm the part of the organizing team, so I will be managing the event itself. So I'll be running around, making sure that the event goes smoothly, calling the drivers to come in for checking, for medical, and then make sure they line up in time so that we can keep the show going. But in terms of going to competitions, I would like one day to do that myself personally. Actually, my weapon is still under construction. It's not done yet. So yeah, it's a long-term project that I'm doing with my mechanic. So we have not actually finished that one yet. But yes, it is within my own personal plans to participate in either my own challenge that we're organizing here, or participating in some of them that's either organized in Kuching or in Sabah. There's a few competitions down that way, so we are hoping to try to spread our wings a little. But the Miri scene in general, we're actually growing quite quickly. So we do invite younger generation, if you guys to come and just see what happens. Like you say, you are not so knowledgeable about sport being in Miri. So yeah, we really recommend that if you guys have the time, just come join us, have a look and see what happens.
Yeah, we'll definitely come this maybe after exams, I think.
Oh yeah, no problem.
And I hope it goes all well, like for your project.
Thank you very much.
And okay, then next, do you have any specific hobbies?
Apart from tinkering around with my car, I guess my hobbies would be just consuming content online.
I am glued to my mobile devices. So yeah, my phone is never too far away from me.
Oh,
So even when I sleep, it's just right next to me.
Relatable.
Yeah. But the content I consume, it varies. Sometimes it's just to kill time. Sometimes it's just actually for research. Or actually, that's actually one of my biggest hobbies is that I enjoy videography and photography. I actually do that at work as well. So that's actually part of my work. So I really like to look at videos about new equipment. There's actually a new camera that just came out today. I'm researching that already. So yeah, that's technically one of my hobbies actually. Is just to do research and keep up with new technology, new camera equipment, new mobile phone technology.
So usually do you spend much in like photography?
Do I spend a lot of time doing photography?
No, like spend money inside.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's not a cheap hobby. It's but it can be quite an easy hobby to start in because a lot of people what they think is that I do photography, I'm gonna need to buy that camera, this lens, that flash, Actually, everyone today, even guys like you, which I feel very envious, kids like you can have mobile phones like this.
Yeah.
You can just start with your mobile phone. The technology that has developed in mobile phone has reached a point where it is comparable to basic cameras. So I always recommend to people who ask me this question is that should I buy a camera? I say no. Start with your camera, learn to do composition, learn how to angle your shots, what kind of photography you like even. Try to figure that out first with your phone. Then later when you feel like your phone is kind of say limiting your art.
So there you can try to buy something.
Yes. Only then you can consider buying something a little bit more upgraded.
So what is the most of the picture that you get from?
My photography?
Yeah.
My favorite is actually event photography. I like to do candid shots during events because mostly is that you get to see the emotions of the people in that one. My favorite shots have always been from music festivals that I go to. You see people dancing, having fun, just cheering at the band. Some of my best shots that I've taken is actually of the performers on stage, really going at it. But it's been a while since I've been to an event. COVID, unfortunately. So I would really hope that next year I can again participate in some of those music festivals I go every year. One big example that I go to regularly would be the Rainforest Festival in Kuching. So I'm usually backstage, so I have special ways to go around and angles that most people can't see. So I get to get backstage shot photos and stuff. But of course, I have to do my work first.
That's so cool. I'm wondering, do you take cosplay pictures?
It's something new that I have not actually tried. But I have, prior to cosplay being mainstream, I have tried to do modeling shots. I've asked friends, I've asked them hey, you guys want to do some modeling for me? I'll take pictures of you for free. I'll give it to you. I've tried, not very successful. I'm not good at posing people. But in terms of cosplay shows, I understand is that the cosplayers know how to pose. You just stand there and shoot.
Yeah.
I have not had the luxury of actually participating in a big cosplay or an anime festival or convention yet. I am very keen to go to the one that's happening in KL every year. I forgot what they call it. I guess Comic Con or the Otaku Con in KL.
Otaku Con,
Yeah, the ones that's really big in Kuala Lumpur. It's actually quite interesting because a friend of mine is very deep into the community. She does plushies but she cosplays a lot. I really would one day, if she does go, I would like to join her once just to see to feel the scene there once, and then grab some shots of that.
Actually, there was a cosplay event.
Yes, I saw. It was happening in Imperial Permaisuri.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I followed that on Facebook. Where I was like, yeah. I only found out at night that they happened in Imperial. So I was like, yeah, that's a bit sad.
This one cosplay.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm a cosplayer actually.
Are you friends with the Sunny Meadow ladies?
Yeah. Sunny
Did you
Meadow.
dance during the festival at the City Fan?
No.
No, okay. Were you there?
No.
No, okay.
Because I only joined cosplay because of my school,
Uh-huh.
and now I'm kind of addicted.
Cosplay is fun. I'll be honest with you. There was one time that I got so into creating stuff, I actually bought a 3D printer. So yeah, he knows about it. I bought a 3D printer and then I messed around with it for a while. And then after a while, I was like, okay, I'm done. So I got rid of it. So. But it was, I think if you're interested in doing cosplay, the first thing you should probably get used to is learning how to sew. I see her face drop. But yeah, sewing is probably one of the cool things that you like. That's my friend. You might know her. She's known on Facebook as Wen Bun. But her company that uses to make plushies is Boon Makes, Boonnake. She's quite popular in Miri, but in the online scene, she's actually also very popular. She's been doing a lot of um, very detailed cosplay herself. She's doing the gender bender kind of cosplay. Yeah, so she's like female versions of men and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a quite interesting growth, I would say. Actually, it's something that you only see in Japan usually.
Yeah.
So seeing that it grow here and reach that level of quality, I would say, is amazing. And it's not the ones that you buy off the shelf from Shopee or whatever.
Yeah.
These are actually handmade costumes and all that. So I'm very impressed. The only thing that I'm waiting for is someone maybe coming in full mascot costumes and all that in Miri. I'm still waiting for that.
All right. Well, that's really interesting. Maybe if there's any other cosplay events, I'm gonna ask you to go.
Sure.
There are a lot of there are actually a lot.
Please do.
nice
It's
cosplayers.
definitely something I would like to join. My wife is, we're old people, but I would say we are the starters of anime culture in Malaysia, our generation. So, I mean, we grew up on like the original Dragon Ball and stuff like that.
Oh,
So,
you don't know.
and my wife is still a Pokemon fan, very big Pokemon fan. So, yeah, definitely something we're very into. We would like to visit one, definitely.
All right. So thank you for so much information. So I think like right now we've eased the tension. So I'm gonna pass my mic to Angus.
So, in sum, I talk about jobs.
Mhm.
So, what jobs do you do?
I am currently a marketing and communications officer with a international university here in Miri. My job entails, well, my department entails basically communication as a whole. So what we do is that we are the contact point for the university for externals wanting to contact the university for whatever purpose, either students wanting to learn about the university, to corporate partners who wants to do any kind of partnership with the university, MOUs, or any kind of scholarship opportunities. We will be the filter point. We are also the communication team internally. So let's say if the university would like to send email blasts to the students, we are the ones that do it. At the same time, we are also the communication for the students or the staff internally to communicate with people outside of the university, because we have to be the filter for the university to make sure that everything that goes out is appropriate, is grammar is correct, vocabulary is correct. So that's what my department does. So what I do personally is that I actually create content for our social media. I do the videos. During the pandemic, I was part of assisting some of the lecturers to create the videos for teaching in class. And also I was also maybe perhaps a moderator for some of our live talk shows like this. So this is actually quite not uncommon to me. I'm quite used to this setting already. So that's technically what I do.
So, okay, do you enjoy this job?
The job is definitely fun. I look at it as something that I can always learn from. It's something that I'm really interested in. But mainly, what drives me in this profession is that I get to meet people. My job is to meet people, and it's something that I've always wanted to do. So I find it to be very engaging regularly. And the best part is because I work in a university, every year there's always new people joining the university. So I get to meet new people every year, every semester actually. So yeah, it's always fun.
Okay. And then, so how long do you do this job?
I've been doing this for 12 years.
12 years.
Wow.
Wow, it's quite long.
I've been doing this for 12 years in the same
Actually,
company.
Yes, but no, maybe people already.
Oh, I've met a lot of people. If you like your principal here has me on Facebook, would know that I have quite a lot of friends on my Facebook, but I don't add people willy-nilly.
Yeah.
There are minimum people I've actually shook hands with. Then I will add them to my Facebook page. So yeah, everyone there I have met, I've talked to personally. So that's minus some of them that I've lost contact with and all that. So yeah, potentially I met quite a lot of people.
All right.
So do you think that has like made quite like doing this job is very because of okay many people so actually yeah very like to communicate with others.
I like to talk to people. Yeah, it's always fun to meet people, to share experiences, to share knowledge. But at the same time, mostly it's like I like to learn about people because people's lives are all very different and their experiences can be very interesting at times. Yeah, so it's something that I enjoy collecting stories about people and all that. But it's of course for my own self consumption. I don't write books about them or anything. So yeah.
Um, so do you like actually this some a bit privacy so do you like earn very much from this job?
I'll be honest, not really.
Not really.
Not really. It's something that I am trying to elevate personally, but at the same time, if you look at the condition of the work environment now, in general, everyone is not making as much as they should be.
Yeah, because yeah,
The economy is not doing very well, and it's understandable sometimes salaries can be too high. But in the industry wise, for this career, it's actually can be quite high, can be quite lucrative. So it really depends on how high you climb or what kind of companies you go into.
yeah,
So for me, because I'm working for a company, what I've heard before is that there are a lot of people who join consultancies who do projects for bigger companies and
Oh,
all
yeah.
that. Yeah. So those people, project term wise, they get quite a bit. So they earn quite a bit from there. How much, I'm not sure.
so actually our objective right we are asking now we are talking about corruption. So do you have any bribery like in these summer years
During my
or in the job or
in the job scope, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's actually commonplace in any workplace. To what degree? I wouldn't say to the point where you will end up in prison. I will
Yeah.
put it that way. But it's more like currying favor for people.
so can you give some like examples?
A very good example would be in my line of work would be I wouldn't say it's corruption. I think you've talked about your previous group talked about this. It's more like I treat you well, I give you gifts, things like that, and then you scratch my back. Lah. But it's not like I give you like big bao and then you give me business and things like that. Lah. Not to that level, of course. It's beyond my pay grade. But yeah, I would say it's quite commonplace in that sense. It's like, for example, my line of work is because we need to deal a lot with reporters, chief editors, news agencies, right? I wouldn't really call it corruption per se, I won't put it that way, but usually in order for you to get yourself in the news, either you have to pay a lot of money for advertising or you have to make friends with the reporters and chief editors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's quite important.
Yeah, of course, we don't give them gifts in cash or whatever. Like, we will invite them to dinners, we do lucky draw for them, and
Having a
things like
good
that.
relationship.
Yeah, building relationships. So actually cannot really call corruption also. Kan. But then again, some people say it's corruption because you're actually currying
Yeah.
favor, you're getting benefits from it.
People
So
have their own
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's part of our job. That's the thing. It's kind of a gray area, but if you look at it black and white, it's not so clean slate lah.
So do you think that like because some like normal workers, right? Do you think they have like corruption daily life?
Among regular blue collar workers, I mean like the standard level.
Like normal, like not doing something like
I would say no,
no.
or not as common, because usually people at the higher level are the ones that would gain more at that level, or at least the people at the higher level are the ones that can give you more benefit. So they will usually target your senior officers, your managers, your directors. So they are the ones that either can give more benefit or gain more from whatever the deal would be. People that are at a lower level, the officers, the coolie, as we would call them, we just do our job. So rarely we will be part of the deal. Let's put it that way.
So, because like corruption, right? Because our country will have corruption is because what do you think? Like the main reason?
Oh,
Because actually, much people are talking like from country Malaysia have a like corruption.
it's to me, the way I see it is just pure greed. People just want more and more and more and more, regardless of whether it's money or toys or houses or whatever the case may be. It's always about I want more. I want to enjoy my life. I want to do whatever I want. I don't want people to boss me around, that kind of thing. So it's understandable why there is corruption in our country. To our country's extent, it's quite bad because it's at the highest level. That's the problem. So it's quite sad to see, actually. It's quite sad to see. But yeah, what can you do?
Because you are just a worker, right?
Correct.
Hmm.
Do you think the government is the main reason also?
No, I don't think the government is the main reason. They are, unfortunately, the biggest spotlight is on them. Let's put it that way. Because they are the government, everything they do is using funds collected from taxes or basically the people, right? So if they misappropriate and use funds or things that are meant to return to the people, people will get angry. The spotlight is on them all the time to make sure that that doesn't happen. But in this country, unfortunately, because even though the spotlight is on them, they still do it. But in regards to what happens outside of the spotlight, like between private companies and between, say, customer and, say, businesses, there is a lot of corruption happening in between this as well. Yeah, it's just that people don't talk about them as much because it's so ingrained into our daily life. We don't see it as a problem. You see. And again, because it is between private companies and private entities, it's between their own money and all that, it doesn't hurt other people much. So the spotlight is not on there, but it is still considered illegal movement. Yeah.
Right. So I think that's enough corruption questions for now.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for really we are gaining more knowledge about corruption,
Okay.
learning from you. So let's end this interview with a small game. Samson, would you like to host it?
Oh, okay. So I'm a little bit nervous.
Okay. Just have fun.
I'm trying my best to not let me to get nervous. So
Take a deep breath. Everyone's friends here.
so this mini game is I draw you guess.
Okay.
So actually, you draw it.
Yes,
Draw
I
already.
already prepared this picture.
Okay.
So what do you think this picture related?
Oh, this most likely would be zero corruption, I'm assuming.
Samson, can you show us?
No, my drawing.
There's the closest I can be.
But yeah, you're correct.
So actually, corruption, they have some benefits and some bad also. Actually, if you don't need to have corruption, actually you will not get corruption, right? Or you will try to have corruption to get some money.
In a perfect world, corruption is unnecessary because everything will just flow smoothly as it should. The problem is corruption, like I mentioned earlier, it might not be just in the form of money. It might be in the form of currying favor or getting certain things done to your favor. Like for example, if I think back in the day, the biggest thing for our generation, for my generation back then, was that people trying to skip national service. So yeah. So they try to call in favors from people. Hey, help me out lah, you know. Who they call, I won't say lah. But it's like it's not a big deal. It's not money, no hands exchange, but it's more like you do this for me, I'll thank you for life kind of thing. I owe you a favor. So it's like it happens on a daily basis, and people sometimes I've noticed that they purposely do this so that you would want to do something so that you will owe them for a while. So unfortunately, it's a very commonplace for adults like us, especially if you're trying to do something for the first time. You're trying to get past red tape, you know, or at least you're trying to do something new. You kind of have to, what we call, we have to find back door, lah, you know, that kind of thing. So it's kind of sad that we have to do that. It would be nice, like you say, if it's a perfect world that we can just do what we need to do, and then everyone will be happy. No one needs to do shady stuff. You know?
But I think it's impossible, right?
It's impossible.
Yeah, I think this will be all from us.
Okay.
So yeah, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
sharing so much with us.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Thank you, Yang. Thank you very much.
Wait, before we go.
Oh, okay.
Oh yes.
Oh, okay.
This is for you.
Thank you very much.